One. Well, it's Tuesday morning again, and Brandon's in his trash heap, and I'm in my trash heap. So we talk for trash talk.
Looks like you left your home and you're visiting this area now.
Well, yeah, and I came home and I had to drive past this because I realized it's right after Thanksgiving, and this heap behind me, it was only half the size before Thanksgiving. So it just shows you what we've gone through over the last weekend.
Yeah, that's only one person's house too, so that's good.
Well, their house is there, but it's buried right now.
Well, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I'm sure it was safe and you guys ate enough food. So
yeah, and I see your birds are picking up some of the scraps.
They are. I brought my own trash here just to help out. Environmentally conscious over here. So
yeah, you don't have to feel sorry for the seagulls anymore.
No, they're fed.
They're well fed. I saw a few. They were low diving over the houses, putting on a few pounds after Thanksgiving.
We all have.
Yes, we have. I've been low riding myself. You know you've had too much to eat for Thanksgiving when you get in the car and you turn on the key and your low tire pressure light goes on.
Right, or you get in your bed and you feel it sink a little. What happened? I don't know. I guess I ate too much. I don't know.
Right. Or instead of just turning and getting out of bed, what you do is you kind of and you thrust yourself out over the edge.
Yeah, I feel like a turtle, sometimes like a tortoise. I just got to kind of hope the momentum pushes me out of bed. So.
So you had a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'd say I'm glad it's over. I don't mean it that way. I'm just glad, too much food, too much fun. But here we are. We watched a little football. We're not going to talk about it. And then we started, watching some Netflix and getting into the holidays. So.
Yeah. Have you found yourself turning channels a little bit, especially like maybe away from football? Because it seems like every one of the teams that I follow has been taking a nosedive.
Look, when you grow up in Michigan and Detroit and you've got the Detroit Lions, you're just used to it. You're just used to being awful,
Well, and the only highlight was what was it, a week or so ago? I went to Indiana University, and I can't ever remember Indiana beating Michigan.
Wow. That was awesome because I'm a Michigan State guy, so we beat them the week before. You guys beat them. It's a happy day,
Yeah. And they're still partying in Bloomington, Indiana for that one. That was the game of the century for them.
Yeah, it's done now. Season's over. Yeah. That's okay though. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you close the stadium down now. We beat Michigan. End of story.
That's it.
But I found myself, I would get about maybe into the second quarter and the teams would just start, the score was like 38-0. And you thought, you're really going to sit here through the rest of this game. So you find yourself channel surfing.
Yep.
And we're getting into some tough times now with channels, aren't we? And streaming services. What's going on?
Yeah, we are, because you've got this situation now where, the streaming services have been around for a while and they've gained momentum and they've got their own original programming, original movies, and not just made for TV movies, good movies with good actors. They're paying the big bucks. But now you've got regular cable that is really not having anything to offer. And we're losing shows because of the streaming services. So just to kind of put it in perspective, I have Netflix. I've had them since back when you could order DVDs and have them mailed to you.
Right.
Which was huge back then. So I have Netflix. I have Disney Plus. Those are the two streaming services that I pay for. Netflix is great, and Disney Plus is great for Luke and even for me. So I like it, but here's the problem. Everybody has a streaming service now. Everybody, every channel, every platform. I mean, ABC, NBC, HBO, and they're all fighting for content and buying rights to different content. It's getting to be like as much as cable was, if you want to watch everything.
Well, and if you have cable and you like watch NBC or ABC, the networks on a regular basis, you have to wait until those shows are on. Now what they do is they launch their own channel. Like most recent one, I think, was NBC launched Peacock. Now, not only can you follow your favorite shows on Peacock, but you can do it whenever you want. You don't have to wait until the scheduled time. But now, you know, first of all, if you've got an older TV, forget about it. You need a smart TV that will allow you to add all of these cable services. And the upside is that, I mean, you can buy a smart TV for a couple $100 now. And I'm talking about a pretty good size one too. But I'm old school, man. You know, I need a course on how to operate this new remote for these smart TVs. Go back and forth. Where is Netflix and where's Prime TV and do we have Peacock and what is Hulu? Is that a Hawaiian channel or something? Yeah, it's all like a new language to me.
Well, and it's confusing too, because so with network TV, your ABC, Fox, you know, whatever, the basic channels, so to speak, they've realized how much money they've lost over the course of, I'll say 5 years, probably longer, but they've lost a lot of money, mostly because of the streaming services and content.
Yeah.
But Netflix used to be the home. Netflix and Hulu would have shows that you could watch on those basic channels. Now, so I like to watch The Office on a regular basis, Parks and Rec, when I want to like just laugh. Well, now they're pulling those shows. The contracts are up on Netflix. They're going to Peacock. But if I don't subscribe to Peacock, I can't watch that show anymore. So then I got to make the decision of, do I pay the monthly fee for that on top of Netflix and Disney Plus? Because Disney Plus has exclusive content. They own Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Pixar. So everything that's in that umbrella is on Disney Plus and nowhere else. They pulled all the programming. They're in this battle of go with us, but really it's costing us more money.
And I don't have that many of those services and all, but when you do the math, if you want to have Netflix and Prime and Disney and Peacock and all of those, if you add up the cost for those, does it still come out with any kind of savings over the cable companies? Because the cable company, to have a cable with even just 100 or 120 channels is getting up close to $200 a month anyway. And then if you wanted HBO and Showtime and Cinemax and all of that, that's an add-on.
Yeah, no, and that's, I guess that's the thing. Back not too long ago, you were saving money by streaming, and there's still ways to work around paying and all that. But you were paying to get some really good product. But now that these networks have gotten smart and said, well, we're going to create our own streaming service and take that product or that content. If you buy all those, you're not saving money, especially because Netflix just announced that they're raising their prices. So their basic is going to be $14.99. Their premiere, which is like 3 screens, HD, whatever, is $18.99. So you're getting, you know, I started off paying $7.99 for Netflix. Now I'm going to be paying $15, and they're losing content. And then you've got the other stations that are trying to bring content in. Right now, holiday season, who doesn't want to watch classic movies, you know? It's a Wonderful Life and things like that. Their streaming services are buying those rights. Right now, you can't watch any Charlie Brown Christmas on network TV for the first year in like 50 years because Apple TV bought the rights to it. So now you got to buy that streaming service to watch Charlie Brown unless you can, you know, find it somewhere.
or unless you have the DVD or something, you're going to pop that in and watch it again.
Yeah, exactly. Or I know YouTube shows it sometimes, but they're getting real strict about pulling that content. I mean, I've got to, every now and then I'll buy a streaming service for a month just for a specific show. So for Halloween, I got Shudder for $6. I could watch all the horror movies, and I got AMC Plus so I could watch The Walking Dead. But it was funny though. I noticed on AMC, they would only let you watch the season they were on. If you wanted to watch the other seasons, you still had to buy those shows or rent those shows. So you paid for a service and you still got to rent the shows.
So if you wanted to binge watch right from the beginning, you'd have to pay for each one of the seasons.
Yep. Unreal.
See, now you say you don't have cable, and we've had cable, and I mean,
yeah.
I have to admit one of the shows that I got hooked on was Shameless.
Oh yeah.
I happen to like William H. Macy. He's been
nice.
one of my favorite actors for decades. Well, now I notice that if you've got Netflix has Shameless from the very first episode right on through. You can't go back to Showtime and go back and even on demand and find a lot of those older shows. So now I'm paying for cable that's got it, and then there's Netflix and that's got it too. And you wonder how many crossovers there are.
Well, then that's going to change. So they have a contract with Netflix. Once that contract's done with Netflix, Showtime will get it back. They probably won't release it anywhere but Showtime again.
Yeah.
So then,
or Showtime will launch their own streaming service.
I'm surprised they haven't yet, but that's coming, I bet.
Well, all of those, Cinemax, Showtime, HBO, all of those, I guess it's just a matter of time. And if they leave the cable companies, you could probably kiss the cable companies goodbye, because if the only thing left for the cable companies was the local channels, you can do the local channels other ways too.
Absolutely. Because I have a little antenna that I bought from Amazon, and it's not like the old days where it's probably like that big. It's not real big. And I put it in and I get over 50 channels just from that. So I get, channel 4 if I ever want to watch the news, which I don't. And all those other channels, if I want to watch some of the football games, I can watch them, or you can find them online.
Do you have to put that little antenna up on your roof and then go up on the roof and to make sure the reception comes in?
It's perfect. I just hang Luke out the window as he holds it, and I rotate him. Yeah. He weighs about 32 pounds, so he's solid. And I rotate him, and I can get the channels. But what's funny is they come in HD. So I got an HD TV. We all do pretty much. But if I want Netflix HD everything, I have to pay extra for it. But here I paid for my antenna, and channel 4 comes in HD. I
don't. Go figure.
It's an extra fee.
Yeah, and I keep, I have this dilemma because, as I say, I'm old school. I've got my cable service, which also is my internet service.
Sure.
I even have a landline in the house, and that's all bundled. And individually, they're not that badly priced. But I keep saying maybe I get rid of the landline and get rid of cable, and then put in something so I can get the local news, and then get all these streaming services. But I mean, right now, even with the cable TV, I got 3 remotes. I got one to turn on the TV and one to turn on the receiver box, and then there's the other one for the smart TV that allows me to get to Prime or to Netflix. And so you got to juggle all these different remotes.
We got to consolidate you. We've got to somehow figure out a way to get you one remote and get everything fixed for you.
Yeah, and I tried a universal remote once, an instruction manual that had 118 pages, and I realized that I would probably be better off going over to Collin College and signing up for remote cable 101.
You had a universal remote and somehow you opened the garage door with it.
Yeah,
You know?
universal remote for dummies.
You know, I do like the streaming services. I really do. But it does make me think. I mean, like, so Hulu, for example, you can watch all the network shows on Hulu for now. But they have it where you get Hulu starting at $5.99. But guess what? There's commercials and you don't get all the content. So
Now,
if I'm paying
can you fast forward through the commercials?
nope, you got to watch them. And there's only like 2 or 3, but you still got to watch them and they're annoying.
Yeah.
So then, or you can pay no ads and it's like $8.99. But then if I buy the Disney bundle, because Disney bought Hulu, I can pay $12.99 and get Disney Plus and Hulu. It's it's crazy.
That's like buying something at Best Buy. You know, well, would you like the 1 year extended warranty for this amount, or 2 years for this amount? And if it's a appliance, you might want to get 5 year. And there's always the upsell to this stuff.
Always the upsell, always.
But it's interesting what you say about, you know, okay,
that,
with Hulu for $5.99, but you got to watch the commercials. I mean, to me, that's a killer for their advertisers, because if everybody's going to their streaming services, the streaming services, you can sit there and watch that movie straight through, no commercial breaks, which means if you got to go to the bathroom, you actually have to hit that pause button.
You got to pause it, yeah.
To get up and get something to eat or go to the bathroom and then come back. You used to use the commercial breaks for that. But you know, if I was an advertiser, I'd be scratching my head saying, well, where am I going to advertise on the screen?
Well, that's just it. They were talking about one time with Netflix of having advertisers when you go to Netflix's homepage and they have all the little, you know, things you can pick and choose from. They were talking about having banners for advertisers. And I think that everybody got really mad about that and it didn't happen. But again, they're losing money. The advertising world is definitely losing money by all these streaming services. And same with streaming services for music too. They're losing that money there unless you get the free one, which has commercials.
Well, like you said, then you pay a basic price to have all the commercials. But if you don't want the commercials, this is you know what free enterprise is all about. So you'll pay another $3 a month and say, I don't want the commercials. Same thing with your phone. You know,
yeah.
You download some games in your phone, and every other game you got to sit there for a 60-second pitch on something, or you go in and spend more to play all your games ad free.
Absolutely.
I mean, frankly, the commercials don't bother me that much because there's really some pretty good commercials out there.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, how much are you willing to pay for zero commercials? I think for me, the one thing that I enjoy the most is being able to watch something anytime, being able to pause or rewind or maybe fast forward, skip ahead a little. I don't necessarily think the commercials bother me too much unless they're really starting to get rampant, like a lot, you know?
Right.
But if they're just normal, I don't know. Am I going to pay a couple dollars on each service extra just to have it? I don't think so, you know?
Well, and that was the upside to watching or to recording through your cable service, is if you recorded a show, instead of watching it live, you can go back and watch it later, and just fast forward through the commercial breaks.
You know, I almost thought for a second there that cable might actually revert back and try to be aggressive in getting people to sign back up, because I know they've lost money. I thought maybe they would start lowering prices and coming up with deals, but it's not the case. Instead of lowering prices to get people back or changing the format, they're just increasing prices. So I don't see me ever going back to cable, but I just don't see me buying 5 different streaming services either.
No, but I think you and I were going to probably have to get together with our attorneys or something and see if we can launch a trash talk streaming channel.
Streaming channel with commercials.
with
for a price without.
Yeah. You pay more you pay more to have it with commercials. So
Yes.
so you don't have to watch us constantly.
Yeah, you need that bathroom break.
That's
I don't know. I was bummed out though. I was really bummed out for Halloween and now Christmas when I found out that Charlie Brown was exclusively on. I mean, I'll find it, but I got to do work now. When I found out it used to be tradition. You know, Charlie Brown was coming on. Let's watch
American
it. You know?
is that, then you got to go searching for a classic movie. I mean, what's next? It's a Wonderful Life. You know, you're going to have to go find out which streaming services has bought the rights to It's a Wonderful Life.
Exactly. And I don't know who made that movie. I don't know if it was MGM or I don't remember who made it. But you got to wonder, you know, who owns the rights now to distribute it?
Or
Because
wouldn't it be
example,
public domain
may,
by this time? I mean, it's like The Wizard of Oz.
right?
Oz, another classic. You know, you're going to be able to find that on multiple channels, or you got to have a certain streaming service in order to watch Dorothy go down the yellow brick road.
You know what? I mean, we joke, but I feel like it's coming. I mean, Disney owns Fox, so they own everything that Fox movies have ever done, and they've talked about adding the quote unquote adult section to Disney to where they can put all the Fox movies. If they do that, that's like 80% of the movies out there.
Well, then they become the Macy's of the streaming services.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. Their prices are super cheap for now, so who knows?
But the magic words are for now.
Exactly. Oh, I know they're going up. I bought Disney for 2 years. I got a 2-year so I could just stay locked in just in case. And it's $7.99. That's not bad.
Yeah.
But I can watch every Disney classic ever. And not just the cartoons. Now I can watch, you know, I'm a big Star Wars fan. Anything related to Star Wars, I can watch it anytime. You know, so for now, we'll see what happens. You know, it'll go up. The mouse is not dumb. Mickey's smart. So.
Whatever the streaming services are, you know, check them out, because, you know, and you got to go out and get yourself a smart TV in order to,
yes.
to download all of them. And if you do, invite me over so you can show me how to do it.
Yeah, we need a class. We might, you know, the next episode of Trash Talk might be helping you with your remote control. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll have a spin-off from Trash Talk. Call it Trash School.
It'll just be all about random stuff, remotes, cell phones.
Whatever nonsense we talk about, we'll now teach you about it.
Absolutely.
And there will be a quiz at the end. Well, whatever your favorite streaming service is, make sure go through the list of what they have and make sure that it has Trash Talk on there. So that
yes.
Come back and every Tuesday morning, come in and see us for Trash Talk.
Yeah, we're not streaming. You can see us. We know where we're at. You know where to find us. You don't got to subscribe yet. Hopefully we'll get there one day. But
yeah, and also hit the like button to let us know that you like what we're doing.
Please do. Yes.
All right. We'll catch you again next Tuesday, 8 a.m. for another episode of Trash Talk.
See you guys.